G'day everyone, welcome to Crazy and Crafting. This is a single survival player map with a twist. This game is going to be based on myself, Cyrenix, and I suffer from depression. Depression with bipolar 2 to be exact. So this is for everyone who has a mental illness or knows someone with a mental illness and is not sure what to do. I want to relate my experiences, and I'm hoping that in relating my experiences with how I am dealing with my depression from day to day will help and encourage other people to talk about it. It's important that people talk about mental illness and they understand mental illness. It's something that I feel in this country is ignored, and it's something that really shouldn't be ignored. It should be spoken about, and people should be able to be free in saying, I have a mental illness, please help. So this channel is my way of expressing myself, showing you that there is a way through and you can get better. So each episode we're going to do something, we're going to build something, we're going to craft something. It's Minecraft after all, but at the same time I'm going to share my experiences, and you know, hopefully it'll resonate with some people, and they'll be able to have the courage to relate their experiences and their feelings to their loved ones as well. So, without further ado, let's get some crafting on. Now, we've spawned pretty close to a village, and very close to a large redwood tree. So, you know what? I've always wanted to do this since I was a kid. We're going to make a treehouse in there. Yes, we're going to use the inside of the tree, and we're going to raid that village for all it's worth, I tell you. Like, all it's worth. First things first though, we better get some shelter organised for the night, I think. Just in the off chance we have a few hassles and something doesn't quite go right. Whoop, bit of lag there. It's unusual. Never mind. We can work around it. Let's dig ourselves a little bit of a hole here. So, as I was saying, I have depression. I have been battling it since 2008. Sometimes it feels like a lifetime. Other times you realise that it's not quite that long. But it certainly feels like it. I'm kind of at a loss for what to say. I never really expected that I'd be doing something like this. I always thought that you couldn't speak out about this sort of thing. I got achieved. And it's only just recently that I've been able to, to mention anything to anybody. I wanted to chat firstly about the perceived notion of that people have about people with mental illness. There's that perception that someone with mental illness can't do things that a /normal person can do. That's completely wrong. And I know not everyone has that feeling, so I don't want to make this about starting an argument. It's how it sort of feels to some of us. So better craft ourselves an axe, I think, because getting through that tree is going to be hard yakka if we have to keep punching it. And then we better go digging, or at least try and steal some coal. steal some coal from somebody. Right, let's make the space a little bit bigger. Doesn't have to be huge, obviously. Not at first. But we are going to have to light it up. I really think we are going to have to light it up. So what we might do is set ourselves a waypoint and then jump into that village, eh? What do you reckon? Okay. Home. Base. Tree. It's a good a name as any. Right, let's go raiding. Villages are great. They spawn all sorts of goodness. Just yours for the taking. And this one looks like it's pretty good. We'll go down here. Oh god, it's night time. It's night time. Not that villagers care. They're not worried about if it's night time or daytime. They just sort of chill out and do their own thing. What's in here? Oh, carpet. Excellent. Just not going to mind if I take that, is he? Make your own bed with that. Marvellous. What's he got in the chest? Anything worth taking? Slime axe head, obsidian axe head, might take that. Can leave all the rest of that. Crafting station they've got. Stencil table always comes in handy. What's this? Part builder? Yep, we'll have that. What have we got over here? Tool station. Just got one of those. Right. Knife blade, no. Axe head pattern we'll have. Tool binding. Shovel head pattern we'll have. It's really all I want from this guy. Moving on to the next place. Feel a bit like a burglar. Yeah, just randomly popping in and stealing all their stuff. Noisy beggars though, so I really don't mind, to be honest. Sorry, didn't mean to disturb you. Having a snooze there. Stay away from that bloody thing. Looks like everyone's having a sleep. Mind if I share? No? Can't share. That's fine. Oh, I wouldn't share my bed either. I will take a furnace. Can you break a furnace without a cobblestone? Or a pickaxe of any sort? Yeah, soon find out. Soon find out. It's looking promising. It's looking promising. We are breaking it. And we got nothing. Nope, you need a pickaxe to do that sort of work. What have they got upstairs? Anything? Nope. Let's go up even further. Oh, look at that. A bed. I'm going to have a sleep. I'm going to take one. Because they're always handy. Why am I stuck? Why am I stuck? No, not anymore. There we go. Up. Oh, look at that double chest. What have we got in here? Iron sword. Yes, please. Leather cap, because I've got nothing at the moment. Leather tunic. Bow. And we will take all of these arrows. Sorry to have raided you, but that's what we need right now. So anyway, as I was saying, I've had depression since 2008. It took almost 6 years for the mental health agency to diagnose me properly, and I was on a bunch of different medications before that. But I'd like to start from the beginning, if I may. I can remember the day when it first started. I know that's an odd thing to say. I was sitting at the breakfast table with my wife, and my son, he was only, he would have been about 3 or 4 at the time. He wanted to show me something, so he came running up to me and he said, "Daddy, Daddy, 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 Daddy," and instead of listening to him and wanting to know what he was after, I yelled at him. And when I say I yelled at him, I absolutely vented every ounce of anger I had in my body. And it made him cry. He screamed his little lungs out and ran from the room. I just sat there for a moment. I was completely and utterly stunned myself. I couldn't believe what I'd just done. So I instantly started crying. I couldn't stop. There were so many tears. It's like somebody had opened up a floodgate. I'll never forget it. I will never ever forget that day. My wife at the time, she's still my wife, she rang the emergency services, health line, and asked them what she should do. Their response was that I should immediately go to the hospital and be checked in, just on the off chance that I was suicidal. Didn't end up going to the hospital. I decided that, in typical male fashion, it wasn't worth the time, and I felt it was something that we could handle on our own. I couldn't have been more wrong. I really couldn't have. The one thing that I needed to do was go to the hospital. I needed to get that help. For 2 days, I lay in bed. It did nothing. I shut myself off from the rest of the world. I didn't want to know anybody. I didn't want to talk to anybody, and I sure as hell didn't want anyone to see me. It was funny. I just tried to make wood out of planks. Wood out of pickaxe out of stuff that you can't make pickaxes from. There you go. Now I've got a nice wooden one. So we ended up taking me to the doctors, which is, what we were all waiting to hear, I suppose. Whoa, the hell. You know what? Shouldn't have done that. Oh, should have really read what he was first. Never mind. Dig a hole. Digging a hole. Need some cobblestone. Doctors put me on medication, and everything started, from there. There's a lot to my story. I don't want to bore you to death first episode. Hell, to be completely honest, I'm not entirely certain that I wanted to put this episode together. I feel, though, like I stated at the beginning, that it's something that needs to be shared. People need to understand that it's not something to be afraid of, and it's not something to be ashamed of. It's just simply what happens to some people. If this gets through to anybody at all, or if even just one person says to themselves, it's not all that bad, all they have to do is ask for help, then I've achieved my goal. If I can get enough likes and enough subscriptions, what I want to do is I want to set up a big multiplayer server where people with mental illness can come, play, create, fight, PvP style, without fear of being shamed, or without fear of people hating them they can come in, they can share their experiences with me, and together we will work things out and make sure that things go right. So let's get our home organised a little bit, because we're going to have to make a bit more room here. I figured what we'd do is we'd go in the tree rather than around the tree. At some point we'll have to go on the outside, because even though it's a redwood, there's just not that much room. And once we've got our housing situation sorted, we can look at the various mods. There's over 200. So I really don't think that we're going to run out of mods to do, mods to play. And as I say, with each video, I'll keep talking about my experiences and how it's shaped me, and in particular how it's affected my family and my friends. So yeah, we'll get this organised, we'll get it underway, and then we can look at doing other stuff. I like redwood trees, they're quite big, quite roomy inside. I don't know if we'll go with the whole stairs thing, or if we'll look at ladders. Could be anything really. Let's start. Let's make a furnace, because we're going to need some torches real soon. Actually, let's move that. No one needs a crafting bench like right there. That just seems silly to me. Just seems a little bit silly to not make full use of the space. What have we got? Yeah, I think this is good. Let's just chop out that bit. Cool. We'll put the furnace down here, and we will put some of this in and some of this in. Then we'll go pick up our crafting station, put that there, and attach a chest to it, and we can offload some of this stuff. Hey, if anyone knows what a soul chunk claimer is, can you put it in the comments? Because frankly, I have no idea. No idea at all as to what one of those is, or even what it does. So yeah, that would be real handy. I'll make a chest for the foods. I don't know why, but I have to have a separate chest for my food. And thanks to those lovely folks in the village, we have got plenty of food. Right. Made charcoal? Yes, we're making charcoal. Let's make some sticks. Sweet. And then we can put a torch or two up for when that eventually goes out. This is going to break shortly, but never mind. Anyway, next episode we will continue working on our house and getting things organised. I want to say thank you for watching and listening, and a like and a subscribe would be greatly appreciated, and I will continue making more videos. In the meantime, farewell.